Well, this is going to be a really quick video on how to fix the magnet on your tornado if the magnet has fallen inside of the corner. So this one is not a tornado, but this one is. This is my personal tornado. This is a Tornado Pioneer. It's one of the older ones with a white core, which I've also fixed using super glue and all that fun jazz. And this has not failed on me at all. In fact, because it rarely gets dropped, the magnets haven't fallen in. So these magnets are only held in by just like a little tiny thin piece of plastic. So what happens is if you drop it enough, the corners, they'll pop out, or the magnets, they'll drop in and all that stuff. So in order to get this fixed, we would have to open up the corner by removing the tiles and then kind of gluing in the magnets. So for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and break my tornado on purpose. I'm just gonna go ahead and push in this magnet, and now it is inside. So you see that the only thing holding in that magnet is a small plastic piece like that. Once that guy is gone, it's pretty much done for this corner. The only way you'll fix it is by super gluing it back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and carefully remove the tiles from this corner. And to do that, we're gonna go from the innermost corner of the puzzle. Now we wanna go ahead and take a sticker razor or a knife. If you're using a knife, do be careful. And we're just gonna go ahead and slowly pry this off from the corner like this. As soon as it kind of lifts up, we don't wanna force it in, we just kind of wanna loosen it up a little bit. Like that, until you hear that click. And we're just going to repeat that for the other ones. You should only really need to do 2 of these to kind of get this corner off, because the other one won't be held in place. But we'll do all 3. There we go. So now it's off. You can see that that magnet has now been attracted to the other one. We'll just go ahead and remove that. And we are going to go ahead and replace this magnet using some super glue. So here you see that little peg that is now completely damaged. We're gonna go ahead and just ignore that. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove that real quick, so it makes it easier for us to kind of put this piece back in. So just snap that off like that. So here is our hole where this piece will go in. I have some super glue over here, and what I'm gonna do is actually just apply some super glue on the 4 little corners of this magnet piece. So if you have a super glue with a brush, this will be significantly easier. Almost there, there we go. Okay. So I have a little dab of super glue on that corner. Here you can kind of see that super glue. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more, because now we have it here, all 4 corners. Like that, like that. And then on this side. And you want to apply this on the side with the red cover, not any other side. Okay. From here, we're gonna go ahead and reposition this back into where it's supposed to go. Now, because of its square shape, it should line up with some of these little supports on the side. We are just gonna go ahead and make sure that it's all lined up properly inside of the piece. So here we see it's slight angle because this guy's lifting up slightly. I'm gonna go ahead and just push that in until it kind of snaps back into place. There we go. So now it's flush with that piece, like that. And for safe measures, I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more super glue just around the bottom and top of the piece. So a little bit here, a little bit here. So that will prevent it from kind of popping back out in the first place. So here are our tiles. If your tiles came separated, because these guys kind of just hook onto each other, like this, you can see that they have little clips on them. Sometimes these clips will break, so you can just go ahead and actually super glue these together as well if you want. but my clips are not broken, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clip them back on together like that. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and replace this. Now we don't want to go ahead and just force it back on. We want to make sure that these little pegs inside of the pieces line up with the peg holes on the corner itself. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that all lines up before we even give it a push. Okay, so that feels snug, that feels good. And then once it's kind of all together, you give it a nice firm push, should clip back into place, and that corner magnet has been repaired. Hope that helps.